Lumberton Kid here, back again. Welcome back to the channel as always. And today, guys, we're coming back to you with another video from the man himself, VinnyTube. You guys seem to really enjoy when I react to a lot of anime stuff, so I'm going to keep that going for you guys as always on the channel. This time around, top 10 most impactful rivalry anime fights. Remember, this is VinnyTube's list. It's not, if your list is different, that's fine, but one thing in positive, please be respectful. This may be not, you may not agree with him, but I'm a big fan of his. I enjoy hearing his take on the subject at hand. Just be a little bit respectful, because I'm starting to see people like really like, oh, you know, kind of throwing negativity at VinnyTube. You know, chill, just calm down with that. But like I said, guys, before, most top 10 most impactful rival anime fights. Being that this is a top 10, we are definitely going to leave out the number 1. So if you want to check out what his number 1 was, link in the description down below. But anyway, other than that, let's get to it now.
They say that rivalries are the foundation of successful anime. This is true especially in a world full of thrilling battles and long drawn-out storylines. Not only that, rivalries allow for further development of character or a way to cap off something that's been brewing for so long in a majestic finale. It goes without saying that most rivalries end in a blow-off fight. Some of the fights are more notable, while some are quite mediocre. In this video, we're going to count down what are, in my opinion, 10 of the best anime rivalry fights in the medium. We may have some top rivalries in anime, but what are rivalries without those blow-off fights anyway?
Number 10, Stray Dogs.
Bungo Stray Dogs had a lot of cool fights to its credit, but I think the one that stands out the most for me is the battle between Atsushi and Akutagawa. The battle, specifically the rematch, pits the overpowering shadows of Rashomon against Atsushi's transformations once again. Atsushi tries a different approach this time round. The new techniques worked quite well at first before Akutagawa brushes everything off with Rashomon. However, one thing Rashomon fails to do is to put down its wielder's determined opponent for good. Even space itself wasn't enough to prevent Atsushi's comeback, who does it in an epic manner for watchers to remember for years to come. Seriously, Bungo Stray Dogs is just so underrated for the great action it has.
Definitely gonna put this on my list to watch. Oh wow, he put a Yu-Gi-Oh on here. Okay.
The next fight is probably unexpected, but nonetheless
I'm shocked at this.
Classic for a lot of us. It's Yugi versus Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh's Battle City arc. This has been one of the showcase rivalries in the entire series of Yu-Gi-Oh, so much that decades after the first season ended, Konami is still producing movies of the original series, one which starred Kaiba and focused on his rivalry with Yugi. For a card game anime, I think their culminating fight in the Battle City arc is one of the best rivalry climaxes you can ask for. Spanning over a month of actual runtime in Japan, the fight featured a sequence of events that displayed how a climax fight in a card game anime show should be. You see all the key cards being played in a swingy affair, and the fight also featured a nifty cut to a preview for the ancient lore about ancient Egypt that looms over the series, setting up the next arc. Not only did the fight feature the best out of both of the characters, it also had an emotional impact and nicely set up the next arc and the deeper lore of the series. It's no doubt one of, if not the best duels in the series.
I'm a little shocked at. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ichigo versus Grimlock?
Yeah. That encapsulates the raw intensity in Bleach's Arrancar arc. It's definitely his second go against Grimmjow.
Grimmjow, why did I say Grimlock, sorry?
Rival for Ichigo as someone who can match his beats with sheer force instead of someone who has a contrasting personality, as we can see with most Ichigo rivals. In addition to the action and the drive that the character showed in this battle, the reveal of Grimmjow's new form and abilities also made this fight a very memorable one for Bleach fans. The fight also ended in a simple yet impactful manner, with Ichigo simply overcoming the sheer intimidation and pressure brought about by Grimmjow's new techniques and finishing it with a resolute strike. This is a fight that shows off how far our hero has come and how well he matches up with probably his fiercest foil and rival. Unlike most other rivalry fights that feature Ichigo getting beaten around before finding a way to come back, this one seems the most balanced and intense one, especially compared to his final fight against Ulquiorra in that very same arc.
Ooh, You gotta have some Hajino Ippo up there. Yeah. Ippo versus Sento? Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive that among the numerous
Jack
fighters
Dempsey
in
roll
the
coming
show,
up.
only
Here it
a
come.
select few can even come close to the hype of Ippo and Sendo's rematch. In terms of the fight, it's right
Dempsey
up there,
roll.
being on par with blockbusters like Takamura versus Hawk. The Ippo versus Sendo fight firmly cements Sendo as one of the most formidable fighters in the series, even giving Ippo the whole underdog energy that encouraged fans all over the world to cheer. A true championship bout if you've ever seen one. For this specific fight, I think that seeing Ippo and Sendo duke it out in anime format made it even better. But there's a moment in anime history where the animation, soundtrack,
And that's where he
voice
became
acting
champ,
made
too.
an already awesome fight
19
even
years
feel
old.
It's this.
Yatta! Sorry. Ah, yeah. Alucard versus Anderson. Woo!
Alucard's decisive battle against Anderson isn't just one of the top rivalry fights out there, it's also one of the best anime fights in the new millennium in terms of pure spectacle. It features possibly the most broken vampire in existence in the anime world, taking on the one being that seemingly stood a chance against him. Well, for a while at least anyway. I think that a number of us Hellsing watchers already knew that Anderson wouldn't be leaving the fight alive, and even he arguably had the same sentiments. Alucard is also too proud to not allow himself to die just like that, and when Anderson transformed, it awakened the former's pride and pushed him to kick the training wheels off. Nonetheless, Anderson was going to give Alucard hell before biting it, and in this fight that's become one of Hellsing's defining moments.
Don't mess with Alucard. That's it. Just don't mess with him. Ah, yeah. This is actually a good fight. I'm a big Kenshin Imura fan. It's one of my favorite anime characters.
The Shishio arc, we have Kenshin taking on Saito in a battle between two swordsmen who are more than familiar with each other thanks to their shared history. While not as overwhelmingly powerful as Shishio, Saito provides Kenshin the much-needed warm-up fight before starting the next part of the saga. In fact, I'd say that Saito being not as powerful as Shishio is one of the reasons I like this fight much more. He serves as a better opponent for Kenshin thanks to their complementing philosophies and skill level, and the result fight is a treat to watch both emotionally and visually. Not only that, the fight also featured some nice nods to Kenshin's manslayer personality. For something that could have been just a way to kickstart an arc with a bang, this fight really deserves some recognition.
Come on.
Goku versus Vegeta has pretty much become synonymous to the concept of anime rivalries. A long documented rivalry with many battles to show.
First of all, respect to having the original theme and
is the one featuring Majin Vegeta. For someone
audio.
as proud and competitive as Vegeta,
I think I heard it.
act of sacrificing his ties for more power coming a mile away. Who better to be his opponent in the showcase fight in that form than his eternal rival Goku? The fight itself was great, but I think that the best part of the fight was seeing character depth from it. While Vegeta sacrificed bonds for power, we can also argue that Goku held back in the confrontation, making an even starker contrast between the two rival fighters. Overall, the fight is great, and admittedly, its version in the anime has so much pain.
Yeah, Goku did hold back.
Anything else out of Dragon Ball?
Ooh, but, oh yeah.
Bakugo versus Midoriya is interesting for me. Midoriya's story of slowly becoming a true hero from being the underdog without a quirk has been one of the narratives that have captured the heart of anime fans in the past decade. Standing on the opposite side of our plucky hero is his hot-blooded and proud childhood friend, the combustible Bakugo. The tension that they had with each other would erupt in a battle thanks in large part to the resentment from Bakugo's sense of entitlement. The battle itself was great, featuring back-and-forth action with Midoriya even whipping out some cool new tricks and powers in the heat of the battle. I think the biggest surprise here, though, is having Bakugo actually come out on top in the
Bakugo won. I was a little shocked at that.
Sticking by his decision after the battle and giving the victor a lecture, it seems to be one of those won the battle but lost the war moments.
Yeah, Naruto and Sasuke, their final fight. I remember this. Yeah, this
I think everyone saw this coming a mile away.
Yep.
I have a top 10 rivalry fights in anime video without featuring one of the era-defining rivalries in the world of shonen anime. Among their numerous encounters in the series, the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke was one that struck me the most. In my opinion, the fight is great as a fight.
Probably the most
powers
vicious
on
too.
display, but I would rather forget the spectacle that the anime version of the fight gave us in favor of the underlying message and how well it wraps up the key themes of the series and Naruto's own journey from the start. Having the battle end in a technical draw but an ideological win for Naruto is brilliant.
Yeah,
It's a fight
it was
not
actually.
about Naruto just overpowering the opponent, but about finally reaching the cold, unyielding heart that eluded him for much of the series run. While paving the way for the epic conclusion of the whole story, Naruto versus Sasuke just falls short of the #1 spot because for me, there's just one more fight that drew out more emotion and chills out of me.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to end it right there. If you want to see #1, by the time this video goes up, I have already seen #1. Link in the description down below for #1. A lot of these anime rivalries worked well. I like the list. Some on the list that animes I've never seen. Stray Dogs, that caught me. I'm like, okay, what's that? Like I said before, we anime fans love a lot of animes, and there's some animes we miss. And with that being said, yeah, that was one. I must have missed that. So I'm definitely gonna check that out as well. That Naruto fight, the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke was, yeah, what Vinny said was right. Like, there was a big narrative about that fight that I think a lot of people forgot or didn't look at too more carefully. But it was actually a really good fight, and in the process, both characters lost their arms. You know, they lost their arms. It was like, oh shit. That's why I said it ended kind of badly because they both lost their arms. Like, it was crazy. Glad he put Kenshin up there. The Kenshin versus Saito fight, because even though the fight between Kenshin and Shishio was good, and we got to see Kenshin just show off his new technique and everything like that, which is beautiful. But the Saito fight was actually really good because they had different ways of dealing with battle and fighting, and you got to see their different philosophy, just like Vinny Tube said. So I really appreciate what he was saying about that. The Ippo versus Sendo fight, I love that. That was when Sendo was like his rival, was the rival that he kept trying to beat. Everybody couldn't beat him, and Ippo beat him. Hit him with that Dempsey roll, baby. That's what that was. You see him peekaboo style, and then just boom, he comes with one hook, and it's like a whirlwind of hooks. Whop, whop, and you can't defend it. Like, when you think you're going to try to get one, and then his other fist. And people forget how powerful Ippo is. He may be 19, he was 19 at that point, but he had so much surprising power in every punch he threw. That was also the aspect of the series, like just how strong he was. And here was a kid who kind of got bullied a lot, so he takes up boxing, and you kind of see like his power. Like, he threw that. I remember when he first threw that first punch at the heavy bag, and everybody was just like, yo. And that's how they trained him. So this list was great. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I'm not shocking, Vegeta and Goku was on the list. I mean, let's be honest, that fight, yeah, Goku was, Son Goku was holding back. He definitely was. He could have easily kind of ended that fight because he had already learned Super Saiyan 3. So, and then you see it again, because Vegeta was really mad about that too, like you hold him back, and so it's like, yeah, you can understand why Vegeta's mad, but then it's also like, okay, like, Vegeta, like, stop, almost like stop. And the Alucard and Anderson fight, woo! As soon as I saw it, I was like, I know who that is too. Outside of that, guys, I enjoyed this very much. There's probably some people that he could have put on a list, or some people you're like, oh, how come he didn't have this fight? Once again, this is his list and his opinion. He says that every time. This is his opinion, not yours. That's why I always say, Be respectful to everybody's list. If your list differs from theirs, put it in the description down below. Tell me. I like to hear. But with that being said, guys, peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. Deuces.